Wicked is marketed as a story about misunderstood witches, a colorful musical, a fantasy retelling of The Wizard of Oz. But what if Wicked isn't just misunderstood? What if it's quietly disturbing? Hidden beneath the songs, the spectacle, and the magic, there's a version of Wicked that feels less like a fairy tale and more like a warning. Now we're opening the Wicked file before the final cut. On the surface, Wicked flips the narrative. The Wicked Witch of the West isn't evil. She's framed, misunderstood, punished for being different. It's a comforting idea. The villain was never the villain. But that version is selective, because when you look closely at early drafts of the musical, the original novel by Gregory Maguire, and notes from early stage adaptations, Wicked wasn't meant to feel comforting at all. It was meant to feel unsettling. So what was Wicked originally trying to say before it was softened? Gregory Maguire's original Wicked novel is dark, political, sexual, violent. Early script adaptations leaned heavily into this tone. Stage notes from early workshops describe Oz as authoritarian, obsessed with control, hostile to dissent, willing to rewrite reality through propaganda. Elphaba wasn't just misunderstood, she was radicalized by the system around her. But producers quickly realized something. This version made audiences deeply uncomfortable. So elements were removed, themes softened, motivations simplified. The musical became a story about personal identity, not systemic manipulation. But what exactly was removed to make Wicked safer? Here's where the story turns. In early drafts, Elphaba isn't just resisting oppression, she's actively questioning who deserves power. And more disturbingly, she begins to justify extreme actions, not because she's evil, but because she believes the system leaves no other choice. This version of Wicked doesn't ask, who is the real villain? It asks, when does righteousness become dangerous? That question didn't survive intact, because it blurs a line audiences don't like blurred, the line between victim and threat. So did Wicked stop being honest to stay popular? When Wicked was adapted for film, the stakes changed again. Studio notes emphasize broader appeal, emotional clarity, reduced ambiguity. Characters are framed more clearly, morality is simplified. Elphaba becomes inspirational, the system becomes faceless. But some early concept notes reportedly explored a darker framing, one where Elphaba's choices feel increasingly irreversible. That version never made it past development. Why? Because it risks reframing Wicked not as a story about tolerance, but as a story about how revolutions can lose their moral center. And that's not a message studios are eager to sell. Wicked isn't evil, but it was dangerous conceptually. The earlier versions didn't offer comfort, they offered discomfort. They asked whether being oppressed guarantees moral clarity, rebellion always equals justice, and rewriting history can be as harmful as enforcing it. Those ideas were diluted. What survived is a safer Wicked, a version that reassures instead of challenging. But traces of the original still exist in lyrics, in character choices, in moments that feel oddly unresolved, like ghosts of a sharper story. So here's the real question. Was Wicked softened to protect audiences or to avoid asking something too uncomfortable? And if the original version had survived, would we still be singing along? Subscribe to Before the Final Cut, because sometimes the most dangerous stories are the ones rewritten to feel harmless.